Did you know that Burkina Faso, a country bigger than the UK and New Zealand combined, had just over 3,400 kilometers of roads built in 62 years? In September 2022, everything changed when Ibrahim Traore took over. He brought in 900 road-building machines, aiming for 5,000 kilometers of roads every year. He's already close to passing all the roadwork done since independence. Some powerful nations aren't happy about it.
France's economy is in trouble, and no one's talking about why. But here's the truth: Africa is cutting the cord. For decades, France built its wealth on the backs of its former colonies. But now, leaders like Ibrahim Traore, Assimi Goïta, and Mamadi Doumbouya are rewriting history. The era of colonial taxes is ending. The CFA franc is on its way out, and France is feeling the heat. So what happens when the golden pipeline dries up? What happens when Africa says no more? Let's break it down. Most people have no idea just how much France relies on its former colonies. But let's put it in perspective. 14 African nations still use the CFA franc, a currency controlled by France. These countries have been forced to keep 50% of their reserves in France's central bank. France gets first access to their resources, their trade, their wealth, all while African nations struggle. This is why France has remained one of the world's top economies. Not because of innovation, not because of sheer economic power, but because of Africa. And now that foundation is crumbling. A new wave of African leaders is saying enough is enough. Ibrahim Traore in Burkina Faso, cutting ties with France, taking back control of resources. Assimi Goïta in Mali, ditching French military presence, reclaiming sovereignty. Mamadi Doumbouya in Guinea, nationalizing industries, ending dependency. This isn't just a political shift, it's an economic earthquake. The CFA franc on its last breath, military presence being kicked out, trade deals under African control. France's grip on Africa is slipping, and without Africa's wealth, France's economy is heading for disaster. So what happens next? How does this shake France's economy to its core? First, the loss of billions in revenue. France has quietly siphoned off Africa's wealth for decades. Without forced reserves in the French treasury, the free money stops flowing. Second, trade agreements are in jeopardy. African nations are looking east to China, Russia, and even intra-African trade. France loses its privileged deals, meaning exports will drop. A financial crisis is coming. Less African wealth means France needs new sources of income, but where? Public debt in France is already rising. The gap Africa filled will now become a black hole. And this is just the beginning. This isn't just about Africa, this is about a global shift in power. The same way Europe depended on Africa's resources for centuries, now we're watching that system collapse. Africa is reclaiming control. France is scrambling to adjust. And the world is watching. The question is, will France survive without Africa? Or was its economy never as strong as they made us believe? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Because this conversation is just getting started. If this video opened your eyes, hit that like button. Subscribe for more deep dives into global power shifts. And let's keep this conversation going. The world is
In a move that has left the entire world speechless, President Ibrahim Traore has launched Africa's first ultra-high-speed underground train system, reaching speeds of up to 780 kilometers per hour. Yes, you heard that right from the heart of Burkina Faso, a nation once overlooked, now leading a technological revolution that has never been seen before on African soil. This isn't just a train, it's a statement, a declaration, that Africa is rising on its own terms. Sources reveal that this groundbreaking project was made possible through strategic partnerships with China and Russia, two global powers who are believed to be backing Traore's vision of a sovereign and futuristic Africa. In stunning footage circulating across international media, the underground station resembles something straight out of a science fiction movie. Sleek design, AI-integrated systems, zero emissions, and unmatched speed. People across Africa are celebrating. They're calling Traore the architect of the new Africa. But not everyone is happy. Western powers, especially some influential figures, have been visibly unsettled by this bold move. Sources suggest that some governments see this as a competition, a shift in the global balance of influence. And whispers of pressure, sanctions, and political isolation have already begun to...
Breaking news. what just happened in Burkina Faso is making history. President Ibrahim Traore has just unveiled Burkina Faso's first fully made electronic buses, designed, built, and powered by local engineers using advanced African technology. Yes, these buses were not imported. They were 100% manufactured in Burkina Faso. This bold move has shocked the entire world, especially Western nations who never imagined that an African country like Burkina Faso could achieve such a high level of innovation and do it without foreign aid. Experts say the buses are top tier in durability, energy efficient, low maintenance, and built to handle even the roughest terrains. And within just a few months, these electric buses have already become the best-selling in the region, outperforming many major global brands. With this launch, Traore has announced that Burkina Faso will no longer rely on imported vehicles. Instead, the country is focusing on local production, job creation, and total independence. The West is reportedly furious and in panic, realizing their control over African vehicle markets is collapsing. Meanwhile, countries across Africa are now lining up to purchase these revolutionary buses from Burkina Faso. Burkina Faso is no longer waiting for development. They are building it with their own hands. Traore's message is loud and clear. Africa can build, Africa can lead, and Africa will rise without permission. What just happened in Burkina Faso this morning has left the entire world stunned. President Ibrahim Traore has done the impossible again. In just one day, Burkina Faso extracted oil worth $1.1 billion thanks to new advanced technology and high-speed drilling machines deployed deep within the country's newly discovered oil fields. Yes, you heard that right. $1.1 billion in oil in just 24 hours. Reports say that Burkina Faso's oil output has now surpassed even Saudi Arabia's daily production. The entire Arab world and the West are shocked. No one, absolutely no one expected an African nation to rise this fast. And yet, under Traore's bold leadership, Burkina Faso is proving that Africa has everything it needs: resources, vision, and power. Sources say China and Russia might have played a part in helping supply the new machinery and training the engineers behind this groundbreaking project. But make no mistake, this victory belongs to Africa. What's even more surprising is how organized and efficient the extraction was. No delays, no corruption, just clean work and results. Western media is struggling to hide the news. Meanwhile, African citizens around the continent are celebrating online, calling this the beginning of Africa's economic revolution. President Traore has announced that the oil revenue will be used to build new cities for the poor, fund free education and hospitals, and transform Burkina Faso into a self-sustaining first world country. And here's the kicker. He said he's not selling the oil to the West. Instead, he plans to use it to fuel African industries and empower other African nations to rise. The world is watching. Burkina Faso is no longer in the shadows. This is a new era and Traore is leading it. Stay tuned, the revolution has only just begun.
go. Hey. Let's go. Hey. Hey. Wait. Hey. Hey. Wait. Let's go. Hey.
No be Burkina Faso be this. No be Burkina Faso be this. No be Ibrahim Traore Burkina Faso be this. See oh, na Burkina Faso be this oh. Hi.
This is not United States of America, but it's Burkina Faso, Africa.
Shouting everywhere, let's slave for you and me. I believe in love, 'cause love will see us through. One miracle, I stand with you. I believe in love, I believe in me and you.
President Ibrahim Traore just drew a hard line. No more government money for luxury cars. He looked around and saw officials riding in brand new SUVs while ordinary citizens walked miles in the sun. And he said, enough is enough. From now on, no minister, no official, no one in power can use public funds to buy fancy vehicles. If they want luxury, they'll pay for it themselves. Traore is redirecting that money to build roads, schools, and clinics, things the people actually need. He reminded his cabinet, we serve the people. We don't ride on their suffering.